Howdy everybody, and welcome back to the Chip and Dale tutorial. So last time we created some events so that our player character can jump around while carrying boxes, and so that he can throw the boxes at enemies and even hide inside of those boxes. But there's more to the Chip and Dale game than just boxes. So let's add a few more of these throwable objects into the game. Well, let's get cracking. So we're going to start off by, first off, close all these real quick. Then we are going to create a new object. And you'll want to put that object into the, here, let me zoom out. The room objects along with the box. And this will be the same for all these throwable objects that we make. So we're going to make an object apple. Objects, sprite apple, and all it needs, well, first off we need to set its parent to be parent carryable and inherit this event, and simply set heavy equal to true because this is going to be a heavy object. So now, whoops, wrong layer. I'm going to put this onto Throwables. Now we have apples in the game, ready to be thrown. Let's see if we can try them. Still haven't put a collision for these boxes. I need to, oh, now I remember what I need to do that. I need to set the parent for the carryables to be a solid. So first, try picking up our apple. Oh wait, it doesn't look like I have set the code for us to be able to pick up our apple yet. Whoops. That is my bad. So come back to our player object. Our move state. Pickup's name is object box. Actually, real quick, on the parent carryable, set its parent to be parent solid. That way we can't walk through them. I don't know if we end up using this used variable, but I'll just leave it there for now. Alright, back into the player character, the move state. Pickup should be picking up that apple. So if we come into here, we have our sprite apple. You're heavy. It's great. You're doing even more than the crate. And we can pick up the crates just fine. So why can't we pick up the apple? Maybe if we go into the lift state, we'll figure it out. Nope. Apparently that's all good. Try again, maybe solve it. That's the other problem. Yeah, you can see we can't walk through the crates anymore. And, I added that last minute fix. You can see it worked for the crates last time. Apple. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just putting it as a solid. That's what we need to do. And as you can see, we create a little sprite that shows that it's heavy. And even if it get hurt, it carries along with us. We haven't added the code to be able to throw it yet, so we'll have to add in that as well. But first, let's move on to a couple more of our throwable objects, because there's a couple of them. So let's create a new one. Call this object underscore steel underscore box. Let me pull up the code here, because the steel box actually has a lot of code going into it. Parent carryable, inherit, and we are going to need to create a begin step and a step. And we are going to copy code for the most part from our player into this. So we are going to go into the create event. Oh wait, first thing first, don't forget to set the sprite to Steelbox. We are going to copy a bunch of the code from our player. So we have Y speed, X speed, friction, Y underscore fractions, fall speed, gravity, and on ground, and of course the tile collisions. And we're going to add go over into the step event here. And as so when you pick up the steel box, you can throw the steel box, but the steel box doesn't fly off the side of the screen and disappear like the crates do. Instead, the steel box is supposed to land in front of you, so you have to add in a bit of code so that it will fall down. So as a optimization step here, we just say if we are on the ground, then don't do any of these collision checks, because we don't need to be checking to see if we're moving when we are on the ground. But beyond that, we get the gravity, get your speed fractions. You don't really need the X fractions, so I cut all the X fraction out, but you can leave it in if you want. And we apply speed the same way we do in anything else. So it's fairly simple and easy. And let's go over to the begin step. We're going to add in a on ground check. Again, this is just copied straight from the player object. There you go. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Actually, that code is out of date on that guy, because I don't have the check for if you land on... oh, that's right. Yeah, definitely. I forgot to add the check to see if you land on top of a solid object. There we go. I forgot all about that in the game I was in the main project. These things were falling through each other when you put them down, and I'd forgotten that happens. Alright, but we're going to come back to the crate, because you remember how we recreate the object when we throw them. So when you throw the object, you put the object in front of your player. So what happens if your player is facing a wall when they create this new object that they're throwing? Well, in that case, you need to do a wall check. Am I in a wall? If yes, then teleport me back above the player and add X speed in the opposite direction, or the player's facing direction, simulating a bounce off the wall. If in will, let's see. Yeah, okay, it puts you above the head of the closest player object, and in this case, this is for multiplayer right here. So if you have an object player 2, and just to make sure we get that in there, we create object underscore player underscore 2. We won't bother actually putting anything in there for now. It's just to get rid of errors. Then, so if we are in multiplayer mode, then who's closest, figure out which player is closest, and put me above the head of the guy who threw me, and set who threw me equal to that object, and use that object's image X scale to determine what direction they should be flying off. Negative who threw me dot image x scale times 2. Yeah, so that'd be 1 or negative 1 times 2. Alright, so that's all there is to a steel crate. Let's throw a couple into the game just to make sure. Put it right up here on top of our platforms. And let's give them a try real quick. Alright, so we need to remember to come over here to the object player and add the box. So we have a object box, but we need to remember to add our steel box to the object player's throw event. So it creates the right object when you throw it. And there we go. If, else if, and it's all the same here, kind of, except we have some slightly different variables, I guess. So throwable to on ground is equal to false. Don't really need that anymore because it sets itself to false immediately. If direction underscore facing is equal to dir4 to up, throwable dot speed is equal to -8. So it's like this, except right there. Instance destroy underscore pickup. Pickup is no one. Hiding is now false. And get rid of that code laying as well. It's redundant. Again, same thing here, except we also make sure that the y is minus equal to 4 because we stand up and throw it. Or no, not because we stand up, because we're already standing. And the reason why we don't have to set it here is because we're still ducking down when we throw it. Alright. Actually, that reminds me. So we should also add in our object apple to this else statements. And this could be done with the switch. I just did it as an else because that's the way I was doing it at that time. And didn't think about a switch until afterwards. So with the apple, we have, again, create an apple at my location. The throwing direction is equal to my image x scale. If it's equal to 1, then right, otherwise left. If direction underscore facing is equal to dir4 to up. Direction is equal to 90, throw minus equal 4. Underscore throwable dot speed is equal to 4, and throw it. Because we don't have to double up the code because we can't hide when we are with the apple. So we don't have to have a hiding variant. Alright, there's one other throwable object that we need to actually bother making some special code for. We're going to throw it here at the very bottom. And I'm just going to throw this in here before I forget about it again. Else if pickup underscore name underscore is equal to object underscore ball. And again, it's basically the same as the crate stuff. And we'll be using the ball later on when we make the boss encounter. But we won't be using it for now. Let me make sure that's everything. Yeah, that looks like it's everything there. Next up, then I guess we have the object box, steel box, we have the apple. That would just leave the ball, I guess. But like I said, we aren't going to be using that until later on. So let's add in some pickups in the meantime, since that should be fairly quick and should round out the end of this lesson here. We're going to need to create a new parent underscore pickup, and give it an event, other user event 0. And for this event, oh wait, never mind. That would be for the children, then we put a event 0. For the parent pickup, we do absolutely nothing. So delete that. You just exist. And we're going to create real quick object underscore flower underscore, well, not anything else. That should be it. But objects, no, it'd be pickups. Sprite flower. Now, other user event 0. And should be fairly quick and easy. This just tells it who's who to give some who to give points to. If character underscore is equal to chip, then give points to p1 underscore flowers, else p2 underscore flowers, and create a sound pickup, noise, and instance destroy. As far as it goes with this here, we aren't inheriting anything, so, and the parent pickup has 0 code. So, but in my main project, it doesn't actually give me an error, but this one does. If we come back to our player object and go into the step event, so player 1, step, and that'd be damage. We'll get rid of that for a moment. Here we go. Just throw in a little code here, pound region pickups, pound end region. Check for pickups. var underscore pickup is equal to collision underscore rectangle, left, right, top, bottom, parent pickup. If pickup does not equal no one, then pickup.char is equal to character underscore, and with pickup event user 0. You know, I don't really need to do it that way. You know, I could do instead I could do we'll just leave it like that. That works all right, but it leaves an orphan variable, which I don't like. There's better ways to do it. Anyways, create another object. This would be object underscore star, and set its parent again to be pickup. Set your parent equal to pickup as well, and add in user event 0. And basically exactly the same code, except now we're incrementing stars instead of flowers. All right, that should be everything for this lesson then. Thank you everybody for following along, and sorry for the break in the middle. I had a bug that brain farted me, and I had no idea what was going on with it, so there's kind of a cutout there. But beyond that, thanks for sticking around. If you have any questions or comments, please leave one for me in the comments section. Otherwise, in the meantime, good luck with your programming.